Hmm.
Welcome to Friday Night Party Line. I'm your host, Victor Frost, and it's less than a week until the election. What? So that's what we're talking about today. On the show tonight, we have Scott Johnson.
I'm having a heart attack from all the anxiety. Oh my god. And all this. It might also be like a diabetic shock from all this candy that I'm eating.
No, you didn't eat all of Kaylee's Halloween candy, did you, Jojo? Oh, no.
That is the parents' right.
That's okay. I ate all the Kit Kats my brother got.
Yeah, no, I didn't. We had so much leftover candy from no one really showing up.
Yeah.
Her candy doesn't have to worry about being touched.
We got like 2 people coming to the house, and I went through my whole usual thing of setting up the fog machine and the strobe light and the giant 10-inch woofer. No, wait, it's like a 14-inch woofer I have playing the sounds of thunder and lightning and rain and all that stuff, and got 2 people.
I feel like if you're not on like everybody has gamed out Halloween at this point, and they're just like they just like send their kid on the like fastest
Optimal route,
optimum highest density route that they can find them. And if they don't have that in their neighborhood, they find the neighborhood that has that and they just hit them up.
They go to the houses. They send their kids to the houses that they know is giving out full-sized candy bars.
Yeah, Kaylee was out for 2 hours as a 2-year-old. I don't know how she pulled that off.
Did you see the thing of the person giving out rotisserie chickens?
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Yeah, and then the angry tweet about someone who was like, "Who the hell gave me a rotisserie chicken?"
I feel like hot, good food, prepared food is usually not what you want to get at someone's door.
It's not, but if someone gave me a fresh, nicely cooked rotisserie chicken, that would be a pretty good Halloween haul.
I would be satisfied with that. I would just, if I was going trick-or-treating and someone said, "Here, rotisserie chicken," I'm like, well, shit, I'm done for tonight. Let's go home.
Yeah, that brings a whole realm of possibilities. What about savory Halloween treats?
Ooh, thin slices of steak, strip, thin slices of steak or beef steak with like caramelized onions on top.
Ooh.
I feel like we're making Halloween like if adults were doing trick-or-treating.
Yes.
Well, why the hell?
Why can't they? Yeah.
Well,
I want to go to a neighborhood where every single house in the row has a different sandwich ingredient.
And then it's like shots. Like, here's your Halloween shot.
Yeah, a shot and like, here's the roast beef. And then you go to the next house and it's like, here's a beer and some
here's your
bread. Yeah.
The last house has a TV out on the lawn with like a bunch of beanbags spread out.
Right? That would be a good move. I don't know why they haven't thought of that yet, I mean, adult trick-or-treating, they do adult everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we're like avoiding politics as much as possible.
Yeah.
We're like, let's talk about Halloween.
It's like 4 days.
Right before we talk about politics, I just want to say that I ordered some food for Charlotte and myself from a place, a hot dog place, like a fancy hot dog place, by the name of Reservoir Dogs.
There was this place in Rhode Island I would love to get hot dogs from, Junkyard Dogs.
Yes.
Those were great.
Fuck yes.
Junkyard Dogs.
Here are the things that I miss from living in Providence. Spike's Junkyard Dogs.
Oh, so good.
That's it. They're so good.
What, you don't miss Waterfire?
Waterfire is very good. My mom actually...
What about Newport Creamery?
My mom helped out with Waterfire.
Oh, that's cool.
Newport Creamery is good.
Get yourself an awful.
I don't think I ever had one.
What do you mean you never had an awful?
Wait. An awful, like the... Yeah. No.
Awful. Jeez.
Yeah. Wow, that's a long time ago.
I know. It's like 9 years ago almost for me.
There was a really
I still think about it.
There was a coffee shop on Wickenden Street. The Coffee Exchange. which is still the best coffee shop that I've ever been to. Anyway,
Papa Gino's pizza.
As a little transition,
yeah.
Unfortunately, we've got some not breaking news, but Buddy Cianci, the longtime corrupt mayor of Providence,
who everyone loves,
everyone loves, he died recently, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he did. Let me just double check this because I don't want to pull a Dewey defeat.
Oh, he died.
Yeah,
January 28th this year.
Yeah, he died this year.
Oh my, that's
too much marinara sauce.
Yeah, right.
So the thing about that is that after he was thrown in jail and then became mayor again and then was thrown in jail again, and then ran for mayor and lost a third time, he had a charity where he would sell mayor's own marinara sauce.
Oh, that stuff was okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But he would sell it for charity. He never gave any of that money to charity.
You know what it is? Like, Buddy Cianci was like, he was a likable Donald Trump.
Yeah, he was a likable Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Now, Donald Trump, on the other hand, is not very likable.
Donald Trump is a very hateable Buddy Cianci. That's who he is.
He also, frankly, isn't as good a politician. Because Buddy Cianci, remember, was the mayor for like 30 years. He revitalized the city of Providence.
Oh, yeah.
He made Providence great again. Mostly because, you know why? Because he paid off the mob. See, Trump doesn't pay off his debts. If Trump paid off the mobsters that he worked with...
Those are the guys who get paid first.
Yeah.
The bankers don't get paid. He screws those over. And
so it's 4 days to the election. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Watergate happened. Watergate 2. Electric Boogaloo happened, supposedly. Someone, the DNC said that they found bugs in their headquarters.
Really?
Yeah, today.
I actually have not read that story.
Well, let's look that up.
They don't know. Well, they didn't say who did it, but you know, it's either Russia or Trump or the FBI.
You know, there was an article put out that basically highlighted that there's a schism in the FBI right now between Trump supporters who are leaking out information to the press and Comey basically stuck in the middle, having to try to, keep things confidential that they can.
I almost feel bad for him, although he is kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Like he said, he does not really believe in people having privacy over their computers or phones or data or basically anything.
Regarding what you were saying about bugs, the Chicago Tribune article was put out yesterday at like 9 a.m, talking about how let's see here, that the DNC. Oh wait, no, it's just talking about the Watergate Hotel.
The
literal Watergate Hotel.
We didn't get all the bugs. No.
The news broke today, actually.
Let's see. Wiretap?
Let me look at the really good website, New York Magazine.
Yes, New York Mag. It's here we go. Hour ago. Here we go. According to the Daily Dot, the DNC reportedly claims it found evidence of wiretapping at its DC headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I looked up bugs found at DNC, and it was all about bed bugs.
Oh no!
At the Democratic convention.
And then there's reports of the people saying that if Hillary, and this is not exactly new, but there's reports of people saying that if Hillary Clinton wins the election, there's going to be an armed revolt.
Good luck with that.
To that I say, the Republicans are revolting, yes, but what have they done lately?
What they've done lately is that what was it, 4 of Christie's hench people were not indicted. What's the thing when you're guilty? They were convicted. They were convicted in the Bridgegate situation.
Oh, Bridgegate.
And they all named Christie as the mastermind. And then later on today, this is all recent news. Later on today, Rudy Giuliani was doing an interview and basically was like, yep, Trump knew about it. Or sorry, Christie knew about it. Yeah. Christie.
Wait, I didn't hear about Rudy Giuliani saying that Christie knew about it. You're talking about the FBI leaking information to the campaign first, right?
Chris Christie comes off the guiltiest of them all.
Or is this another thing?
Oh, no, I was talking about Giuliani saying that the FBI was leaking to the campaign and they knew about it.
Which, my goodness, this is the FBI leaking information due to politics and such like that is perhaps, if not precedented, because people are fallible, and as apolitical as the FBI is supposed to be.
The FBI has historically not been extremely apolitical. Let's just
as apolitical as the FBI is supposed to.
Let's
be.
note the
People
investigations of the 60s.
Yes, they usually did not directly mess with American elections.
Yeah, they usually
overtly.
did. And now we have, if you talk to people at Vox, for example, democracy is crumbling around us.
I think I was reading something today about the Democrats not really having plans for if Trump actually wins. And they didn't really touch on this in the article, but my kind of take on that is that, like, we know the sort of direction that Trump will go if he was elected, but we don't know how far he would actually go, right? Because it could be anywhere from, like, a lame duck kind of, George Bush light to, like, camps. Like, anywhere between that is within the realm of possibility.
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on where the House of Representatives and the Senate goes.
Yep.
Because if you get the House of Representatives flooded with, hardcore Tea Partyists, then I would really hate to be a Muslim in this country.
Mm-hmm.
More than they probably hate it now.
Are you saying they hate this country?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying they hate how the country is treating them.
So, I'm not as apocalyptic about Trump because, it causes anxiety, but it also gives me the ability to, like, escape that anxiety with the fact that I don't really think Trump cares.
No.
Yeah, that's the
about
thing.
Really running anything. So in reality, my concern is mostly for, like we said, the House or the Senate, like, and its composition, and the people that are running those shows, like, concern me more than actually a President Trump. I consider him to be just a rubber stamp. Like, he's just going to be like, hey, I want to do all this stuff. And the House and Senate's going to be like,
I think he's
whatever. They're just going to they'll be like, oh, Trump, just keep saying your stuff so we get voters.
Well, unless Trump puts Pence in charge.
Yeah, well, but the point is they're going to put their bills in because Congress writes the laws.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
he's just going to pass them?
Do you think Pence is going to be Trump's Dick Cheney?
I think Pence really wants to be Trump's Dick Cheney. I don't know how. Trump has not acquiesced to Pence's public statements and, like, opinions very much. much to the chagrin of Mike Pence.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much power Pence would actually have, but he would definitely use any sliver of power that he did have to do extremely bad things for LGBT people and abortion and women and non-white people.
Yay, white people.
Yay.
As long as people don't figure out my last name is Iranian.
So yeah, it's such a mystery. Like, I mean, that's the biggest problem that like, let's say Trump wins. Like, he's left everything so like up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That because even his own policies can't be pinned down.
Yeah.
I mean, the stock market's going to have trouble because people are just going to be like, whoa, we have no idea what the F is going to happen. So we might as well just like get out.
I should buy foreign currency.
Yeah.
Well, but not pounds.
Not pounds. I should exchange to yen. Probably.
Yeah.
One of the things that people haven't really thought about is, the dollar is the world currency. And if we start locking ourselves, like if we start like closing the borders and like causing trade wars with people, they'll move to a different currency.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll stop dealing in dollars and our economy will start to fluctuate and have some problems.
Companies might start pulling out of the NYSE.
I don't think people understand how globalized we are at this point in time. Like you just can't, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that Trump's immense ignorance on how trade relations work makes it incredibly apparent when he speaks. Getting rid of NAFTA, for example. Yeah, do we really want to negotiate each and every single one of the line items addressed by NAFTA independently?
Well, Trump does. He loves negotiating. He's not very good at it, but...
He's not very good at it.
Yeah, I mean...
My big distress is the swing the polls have taken recently. And what polls do you guys look at? Because I predominantly look at 538, which is making me very nervous.
538 isn't a poll.
No, I mean, they're predictions. They look at the polls plus forecasts.
They're aggregation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mostly listen to the NY Mag writers Slack.
Yeah, really.
They basically like find all the things and talk about and weight them, internally and see what's up. It's really illuminating watching the like political news sausage get made behind the scenes. And it seems like the 538 forecasts are in some ways potentially more accurate. Like they'll not actually trail if states have wide swings. They'll like see that before certain other forecasts will, but it also makes them a lot more volatile compared to other forecasts, which have not been super volatile.
And I mean, their premise of their model is that states are related to each other. So if Texas, which doesn't really matter in the election, is close, that will bring Hillary Clinton's like total of victory like up higher, even though she has no chance of winning. Like a Texas poll come out, and I'll watch Hillary Clinton's chance go down, and I'll be like, well, why? But I mean, the reason for that is if she's like not doing that well in Texas, that means like other states she's probably not doing as well in that are kind of similar to Texas, though nothing's really similar to Texas.
Oklahoma is just Texas with a hat.
Yeah. It's the hat of Texas, right? But I think it because it doesn't take into account other information in ways like early voting and stuff like that. I think, for example, I think they're Nevada, and they've been talking a lot about this in the 538 podcast, because I listen to 538. I listen to a lot. NPR politics, the Gist, the Gab Fest. Like I listen to too many political podcasts at this point. But I think I think because they don't take into account that data, I think they realize that it's probably more likely that Nevada, for example, is a better Clinton state than the polls are showing. But Nevada has a history of outperforming its polls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's the one thing that I do like that we should all take a little bit of solace in is if North Carolina or Florida is called relatively early, the election's pretty much over.
Yes,
so
that's
true.
Yeah.
It's not like, we have to wait till Ohio completely counts all its votes. Like, it's pretty much, we'll know. And the best part about North Carolina and Florida is they have early voting. Mm-hmm. So a lot of their votes will already be counted by the time they go they get to the end of the day. So it won't be as long as a state like Pennsylvania, my home state, where they have no early voting and everything has to happen right after the polls close, which I'll be watching as someone who watches the votes go into my precinct. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's good. I mean, as long as if North Carolina or Florida go, it's over. Barring some utter disaster. Yeah.
So I have some insider knowledge.
Like if everybody in Vermont decides to vote for Bernie as a write-in.
I've got a little bit of insider knowledge. Take this with more salt than an Overwatch team facing a team of all divas.
But that is a perfectly relatable metric. Yes.
I learned this. I heard fourth hand.
Oh boy.
So massive salt.
That is salty.
Yeah. That Clinton's internal polls make them worried, and I don't know if it's making them worried about a certain state or making them worried nationally, but something might be up, because there's been a lot of what's the word for it? Jim Crow happening in certain states.
Yeah, I believe that.
Which is depressing certain turnouts in the early voting. Yep.
Oh yeah, you're talking about how North Carolina, even though North Carolina is looking pretty good right now for the Democrats in general, black turnout is down by 12% or something like that.
Yeah. So it may have been in reference to that.
Yeah, the issue that they're having is that since they got rid of the Voting Rights Act. In the South,
no more voting rights.
North Carolina, in some areas, reduced its early voting places from 46 in one county to 1. So that would, cause people. But I wouldn't. I'm not going to be super concerned until we find out what the numbers look like on Sunday, because Sunday is traditionally the day where those numbers usually catch up. Because they usually do a giant push. So we'll see.
Well, it ain't over until it's over, as the saying goes.
It ain't over until Trump
until
actually
the sufficient
concedes.
Number of electoral votes are cast. Yeah.
Oh no! Until Trump actually concedes, which there is not a 100% certainty that he will.
Oh, my worry. My question is what his long game is. Say he loses, all right? Say he loses. What's his long game going to be? Is he going to be doing what I think he's going to pound his tiny fists on a table somewhere and throw a hissy fit. But I wonder what his long game is if he loses. Is he going to go through with what a lot of the industry has been saying, that he's going to, and by industry I mean the entertainment industry, what the entertainment industry is saying, and he's going to go start his own TV network with the help of Roger Ailes and everyone else? Or is he going to push for recount after recount after recount until every dangling Chad is checked.
Well, so I think that launching a like Breitbart style TV station would probably be the smart move, considering where the conservative media landscape is right now. By which I mean it is Macedonian teens creating copy-pasted spam sites to get ad money out of conservatives that watch fake news. No, this is a real thing.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just love when people tell me, they're like, well, I go to a real news site and they post like a Breitbart link, and I'm like, guys, I mean, let's remove every other aspect about Breitbart and just take the fact that the guy who runs Breitbart is running the Trump campaign. Like, you don't even have to take all the other crazy aspects of that stupid website, but just know that the guy who's running the site is running one of the presidential campaigns. Like, come on, guys. Like, that's not going to be an unbiased source.
So if Bright Trump channel 872 gets, on cable gets made, do you guys think Fox is going to be, as what a lot of people think, is going to be pushed middle? I mean, especially considering the fact that Rupert Murdoch said that they are willing to basically pay Megyn Kelly any price she wants to stay, and she's certainly not been particularly kind to the far right.
I don't think they're going to go to the middle. I think they're going to try and get worse and worse to win their audience back.
But they're going to lose people if they try to do that.
Who are they going to lose?
Oh, they're going to lose Megyn Kelly, They're going to lose Megyn Kelly, who's gotten offers from many networks at this point. Her contract is almost up. So, and she's been pulling in views. Not just on broadcast television or cable, I guess, as it is. But she's been pulling a lot of online views as well, and that's getting increasingly important for TV networks.
Well, I mean, there are other newscasters on Fox that are not like horrific.
Bill O'Reilly might leave too. He has a clause that he can leave if Roger Ailes isn't there. Megyn Kelly has the same clause. So they can both leave basically any time they want, and Rupert Murdoch has expressed that he's interested in keeping Megyn Kelly, which makes sense because, well, let's face it, she's going to live longer than Bill O'Reilly, and she can pull more viewers than him over the next few years. So we actually have some breaking news. Oh, do we? Hold on, Nelson. Did it? Boom, boom. Okay, go ahead.
So, U.S. officials just sent a public threat to Russia, warning them not to mess with us on Election Day. They said, U.S. military hackers have penetrated Russia's electric grid, telecommunications networks, and the Kremlin's command systems, making them vulnerable to attack by American cyber weapons should the U.S. deem it necessary.
Wow.
And then they said, senior U.S. intelligence officials said that if Russia initiated a significant cyber attack against critical infrastructure, the U.S. could take action to shut down Russian systems.
Okay.
Hi, George.
So has everyone built their bunkers yet? No?
Oh, and my new apartment building also has a bunker for Russian cyber attacks.
Oh, well, that's good to know. We have on the show, a late addition onto the lineup, we have George. Hey, George.
Cool. How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're talking about this breaking news. Did you hear Nelson read it off before you got in, as you were coming in, or?
What I got sort of half of it, I think.
So, Nelson, if you could please, because you have the story right in front of you.
Yeah, for those of us just tuning in to our podcast.
If you're joining the program midway, we have just had word of breaking news from the United States military. We have Nelson for the story.
Yes, thank you, Victor. U.S. intelligence officials said that if Russia tries to hack us on Tuesday for the election, we will counterattack their critical infrastructure.
How exactly are they going to hack us?
Well, the same way they hacked the DNC, presumably.
Well, they could DDoS critical systems. They could disrupt transportation. You've played Watch Dogs. You know what you can do.
Well, here's the thing: is I also am a voting official this year. Elected official, and the electronic voting machines we have don't go on the internet.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think they could.
So I'm like,
disrupt that aspect of it. But
exactly, other than
that aspect.
So if I was a Russian FSB hacker, which I'm not, anyone NSA people listening,
Tango, unchain the hot petunia.
What I would attack would be the transportation infrastructure, because people getting to the polls is the big thing, right?
And electric.
Yeah. You make a voting place go dark?
I think you're talking about attacking places that I also don't think are really internet connected.
Well, no, but you attack the grids themselves.
Center.
Like
I understand, but I just like these critical infrastructure. Like I don't think our transfer, like the metro, isn't on the internet. I mean, yes, it has a website, but it isn't necessarily on the internet. That's different.
No, but certain tracking systems, certain scheduling systems, things like that.
There's an aspect of it that can report its built-in metrics, like schedules and stuff like that, to the outside world. That means there's a pathway through to that from the outside world.
Bring down Google Maps for a day, and you'll depress voter turnout by literally 1 million people.
Yeah.
You know, I actually
because they won't know how to get to their polling locations.
I don't think you could, because I don't think you could take down Google Maps.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
If Google Google would go, oh shit, no, you're not doing this, not today.
Google will launch its own DDoS attack in retaliation.
Actually,
that would
countermeasures.
That would be kind of amazing, because
Think
they
about
have
what Google could do to the Russians.
Google could probably shut down the entire Russian infrastructure with the amount of terminals they have and computing
if
clients.
anything, they could completely saturate like the data link between Eastern Asia and the United States.
Oh yeah. Well, because they basically have data centers on all ins and outs of Russian, comms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. But the very fact that the State Department and the Center for Strategic and Internet, let's see, where is it? National Security. No, I'm trying to find out who exactly was saying this. Fine, military hackers. Let's say the fact that the United States military and military officials are saying this, are coming out and saying that openly to Russia, hey, don't fuck with us.
Mm-hmm.
Was this NetOps?
No, it's unnamed.
DoD NetOps. I used to work for those guys. Sort of.
Anyways, the fact that U.S. Cyber Command is engaging and preparing for something like this,
yes, U.S. Cyber Command
is something that it's important, because this is basically, we're heating up relations with Russia in response to what they're doing.
Just as an aside here, has anyone else noticed that the only people who use the word cyber are the U.S. government? just saying.
We've trademarked the word.
They can bring it back. So this is shaping up to be a very... I'm personally waiting to see the gigantic collective sigh after the election, no matter what happens.
I can't wait for this thing to be over in December.
I think New York City is going to be. I think so. New York City has 2 holidays, right? Halloween and New Year's. Those are the 2 holidays when people are out and about on the streets. Yeah. I think this election night might be a third because both campaigns are holding their things here, and
Donald Trump holding his thing in New York City.
Oh yeah, wait, where's his thing?
Is he retarded? No, he.
I think
you're going to answer that question, George. You're going to go with that question.
Oh my! That guy, if he becomes president, oh my God.
Yeah. So Trump is holding his thing at yeah. Places in New York are actually shutting down on election night because they won't have patrons. Like the Metropolitan Opera, more than half of Broadway theaters and the Lincoln Center are all shutting down for election night.
Wow.
Well, that's something.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Clinton's final rally will be in Philadelphia on
Filet o fish
with Obama.
Natch.
Oh, wait. I've got an even better thing.
Do you?
So the Berlin Philharmonic is actually going to play a show at doesn't say where, but at a Philharmonic
concert hall.
And during the centerpiece of the concert, they're going to play a medley of 28 short waltzes, and they will have a screen that shows the title of each one and then the latest electoral count.
Wow.
Bum, bum,
Okay.
bum, bum.
That's not a
Bum,
waltz.
bum, bum. No, but
it's not.
it is appropriate music for a possible election scenario.
And if Clinton's elected, ode to joy. Da, 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 da. If Trump's elected, bum, bum, ba, bum.
no, I think it'll be more about
Benny Hill?
Benny Hill.
Oh, okay. So Clinton is at the Javits Center, and
Okay.
Trump is going to be at the
Trump
big
Tower.
Hilton. No,
What?
he's at a place that is not paying him to be there. He's going to be at the Hilton.
Oh.
Because the Trump Tower was too trashy.
Really?
Oh, did you hear about the Trump Tower in Toronto?
I heard that something bad happened.
It is it went under. It is being foreclosed and sold.
That's never happened.
I hope it has
before.
fallen into the ground.
Oh, but that would be a horrific problem for our dear friends in the North. No, it went bust. And it was according to Politico, the failure this week of Trump Tower Toronto showcased a familiar scenario. Big promises, glitzy image, a Russian-born financier, and aggrieved smaller investors, but few losses for the mogul himself.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
So I was actually talking with Scott mildly about this, and he was saying that American banks don't loan to Trump because he, goes bankrupt all the time. And that he needs Russian banks to finance him now. But why are they financing him?
Because their currency is basically meaningless?
But it has to be converted into a at some point. Because if one thing Trump does is spend a lot of money.
Yeah, but at the same time, Chinese currency, the yuan, is basically meaningless because the only economic data we have about the Chinese economy comes from the central bank, which is controlled by the central government, which is known to, shall we say, fluff the numbers.
Well,
So
my point is that if he's backed by Russians, they have to be giving him real money.
Mhm.
Because he's getting real loans in real American dollars. Whatever, wherever those dollars are coming from, Russian or otherwise, they're putting up real money for Trump. And they're losing a lot of money on Trump. So why are they backing him?
They're hoping for a puppet.
I don't know. I feel like just destabilizing the U.S. a little bit just helps in general.
It does.
Well, no, it's not
really.
even, it's not. Here's the deal, though. It's a lot easier for someone with a ton of money to go to a bank in another country and say, I have a building project, because if he does get foreclosed on, they have a building.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, it would be another thing if he was getting like $1 billion just handed to him, right? And it was like unsecured. Yeah,
There's
if it was like unsecured money, that's different. But this is money where, like, what they usually do is they negotiate. Like when he went bankrupt before, the banks came to him and they let him, like, they pretty much took the buildings from him, but left him in control, like semi-control of them, so that he could keep his name on it, and paid him like some, he went bankrupt, so they made it so he was limited to making like $500,000 a month off of the properties they took from him, which I think is a pretty sweet deal for when you go bankrupt. But but I mean, they kept his name on everything, and they pretty much like paid him for his name on the buildings. And so they get the buildings out of it, and they hope to then make money off that if they can't return on their investment. So it's kind of like, you don't lose when someone doesn't pay back the loan on a building. It's not as bad as if it was an unsecured loan.
Yeah. All right. So, as with all things election related, every time there's an election, we'll know when we get there. But to close off the show on a happy note, I just want to pivot a bit and talk about Overwatch, because BlizzCon is today and Sombra was finally announced. So,
I watched this video on the bus ride home, and I mean, she looks wicked cool.
She does.
But how is a hacker going to play Overwatch?
Well, so they later on today they released the like her moves,
her abilities,
and she's got a little machine gun. She's got her throw the teleporter thing and then eventually teleport to it. And then she has a like hack someone to disable their thing, like disabling Reinhardt's shield, for example, briefly. And I believe it also stops the ultimates of people.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just thinking, like, how great would it be if you have a Reinhardt Bastion combo terrorizing or doing area denial on a part of the map, you chuck the teleporter, get close enough to them, and use the EMP to disable the combo. Yeah. I think she's a great addition. And she's an offense class character.
No. Yeah, I think what I saw Rim comment on this, and he was saying, like, I'm pretty sure she's going to make it so the Tracer doesn't get used in meta at all. And that's, I mean, when I was looking at the character and how she was moving, it reminded me a lot of the Tracer in terms of, like, kind of moving around real quick.
Yeah, we saw her kind of parkoury in that video. So.
Look, this is just how this game is going to go. As they add more characters, they are going to blend the lines more and more.
Yeah, it should be cool.
Depends on how far you can throw the teleporter thing.
I've been kind of torn with my time. I have been really busy lately, so I haven't been playing a lot of Overwatch, and Civ 6 came out, so it's been a little bit of not so much Overwatch lately.
Yeah.
That and refreshing 538 over and over again.
Oh.
I've been doing that too much.
I
think I had a nightmare last night about the election. Legit, I did not sleep well because I was dreaming about the fucking outcome of this election.
Oh, George, you poor thing.
I would be remiss to not mention that my aunt-in-law, the retired admiral, who I said was filming a commercial for the Hillary Clinton campaign, her commercial was actually released.
Indeed, and what a good commercial it was. Rear Admiral.
Are you good looking up her name? I could just tell you the name.
Okay, go ahead.
Deborah Lawler, retired Rear Admiral and former director of the Situation Room under George W. Bush, and was with him during 9/11. And a lifelong Republican, filmed a commercial endorsing Hillary Clinton.
She wasn't
commercial
with him on
ends very
9/11
well.
because he was in Florida.
What? What'd you say?
She wasn't with him on 9/11.
Yes.
She was in the Situation Room.
No, she was, because Condoleezza Rice couldn't go, and so Condoleezza Rice was in Washington, and she was escorting the president. It's actually disputed. It's really fascinating because it's disputed on who told George W. Bush that the first tower was hit by an airplane. Whether it was Condoleezza Rice on the phone or her talking in the window to him. Yeah, there's actually somewhat of a disagreement on when that information was given.
What does the admiral say?
Well, she says she did it, but obviously, but
has President Bush weighed in on the controversy?
It's not a controversy.
I don't think so. But she's someone with a lot of national security experience. She was an admiral, and a lifelong Republican who, voted Romney in 2012, and I'm pretty sure she voted for McCain in 2008. And she's an enthusiastic supporter of Hillary Clinton.
God. She's been a lifelong Republican, and she's voting for Hillary.
Yeah, and she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so we will have a link to that in the show notes. Nelson is going and grabbing his food, but thank you to just train of thought kind of fell off the tracks. Thank you to Scott Johnson, George, and Nelson, and you will hear from us either next week on Acceptable Vices, or if I can manage it, maybe during a live event when a passel of us watch the election results live and comment on it both in dread and elation as the situation may be.
I will be exhausted that night.
Yeah.
So get this, I got to show up at 4:45 in the morning and work until the last person who's in line when we close the line at 7 p.m. votes. So whatever the line is like at 7 p.m., however long that's going to take, it's just, this is going to be...
You get paid though, right?
I'm sure I'm going to get $20.
Nice. I get paid jack.
But George, you don't just get $20. You get the knowledge that you took part in the civic process of perhaps one of the most contentious elections in American history.
And you know what's funny is my company's actually paying me to do this.
Oh, wow.
I get to put this in my timesheet as civic responsibility, so I don't have to take time off.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
I just worked so much overtime the last couple of weeks. I'm just taking the time.
Good job. Poor Skojo. He's got his overtime. All right. Well, good night, everyone, and we'll see you on the flip side of this election.
Bye.